Welcome back. We've got some more Blood Angel stuff to check out. We've got a new captain, we've got a new Sanguinary priest, and yes, this did happen yesterday, but I wasn't around yesterday. The fact is, as long as you arrive vaguely within 24 to 48 hours as when you said you would, it's all fine. It works for all walks of life, for making videos, phone calls, your job, works for jobs, that works too. Ignore that, that's stupid. Obviously, don't do that. Don't just walk in 48 hours late for when you're supposed to start. That generally doesn't go well. What even is this intro? Look, we're going to take a look at some new Blood Angel stuff right after this. This video is brought to you by Serious Lights, and this is my Serious Light. It's a high definition table light, and I've had this on my desk from the moment it arrived, and it has not left. Well over a year and a half of constant use and still going very strong. And I thought this time round as a treat I would give my high definition table light a bit of a clean, a bit of a spray, a bit of a wipe down, try and get some of that paint and streaking grime and airbrush overspray off, because he deserves it. He deserves the care. Okay, I'm just editing this, and the cleaning, it's not getting rid of any paint at all, is it? It's just not doing it. The high definition table light is absolutely perfect for miniature painting. You've got a dimmer wheel, you can adjust the beam angle, and you've got a fully flexible neck with a swivel joint at the head. Combine all of that with Serious Light's daylight wavelength technology, which replicates natural light as closely as possible, and you've got a combination that just can't be beat. Follow the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below and use my code KIRIOTH24 to get £100 off a high definition light and free UK delivery. Thank you very much to Serious Lights for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, first up, we've got a new Sanguinary priest. I think this is pretty cool. This is quite a cool model. I like all the detail. You've got the canisters hanging off what looks like rosary beads down the bottom. That's really fun. You've got the traditional chalice. You've got to have the chalice. The Sanguinary priest has to have a chalice, right? Love the vials of blood hanging off the sort of like necklace around there. That looks really cool as well. The little tiny servo skull with the horrendous drill is one of my favourite little critters so far. Look at that. It's so alarming. Like, it's almost cute, but it shouldn't be. Like, it flat out shouldn't be cute, but it kind of is. But it's also not, because that's a horrifying size of drill for anything. No matter what you're having done, that drill, not great. Not ideal. I like the extra gubbins on the power pack. They look really cool. Also, that gauntlet, I feel like that gauntlet is a lot more like beefy. I feel like there's a lot more going on there than on the older Sanguinary priest sculpt, right? Yeah, the old, like, what is it, Narthecium gauntlet, I think it's called? It's definitely a lot more like complex and beefier. Definitely beefier on the newer one. I will say, I do like the cloth. The cloth is nice. I like that they've kept some of the cloth. I do like the sort of more robed look on the older Sanguinary priest, but I think overall, for me, I think maybe the new one, I'm preferring that little bit more. Just a bit. It's a bit less. If it had the full robe, that would have been cool, but the slightly less ornamented version, I think I'm liking that more. But I couldn't really tell you why. The old one's not bad. I mean, I do like the chainsword a bit, but then again, I also don't like the end of the chainsword. Like, the hilt looks really cool, but it almost looks like it's set up to be almost like a sort of fencing blade as opposed to a traditional chainsword design. There's just something about the hilt that makes me think of that. Whereas the new one, obviously, it's just a normal chainsword. I think a little bit more ornamentation on the chainsword would be good, but overall, the full model, I think I'm liking the new one a little bit more. I think I'm preferring the placement of gubbins. It feels relatively like symmetrical on the old one. I kind of prefer the way that on the new one the chalice is on the belt, but you've also got like these canisters hanging down. You've got some kind of vials on one side, but then you've got the bolt pistol on the other side. I don't know, I think the placement of stuff is just more satisfying here. We do have some alternate angles. Funnily enough, the helmet looks the best of the three heads, but you would expect me to say that anyway. The whole chin strap thing, I'm not really sure I'm on board with that. I don't think it looks bad, but it definitely doesn't. It don't really do anything for me. Oh yeah, look at the side view on that. Look at the side view. You got the little vials, you got the little monitor thing. That gauntlet is definitely way chunkier. There's just more going on. I think the placement, I think the spread, the overall approach when it comes to the gubbins of the Sanguinary priest, I think I'm preferring the new one for that stuff. Plus, I like the fact that you can have either the chainsword or the bolt pistol out. That's quite fun. That's quite cool. I like that. It obviously won't make a difference in terms of like loadout, but just a teeny bit of customizability. I'm never going to complain about a bit more customizability, frankly. Interestingly now, looking at the back, it kind of looks like it is a full robe, but the armor's gone over the top of it, which is interesting. That does look fun to paint, that cloth as well. Yeah, I'm liking that. Liking it. You are, of course, entitled to disagree, but I think I'm liking the new one just that little bit more. Now, we also have a captain. We've got a new captain, and the armor is fantastic, although, can't help but note, no nips. Not a hint of nip going on here. I mean, if you look at the Sanguinary Priest, there's a bit of nip action, right? If you look at the Sanguinary Guard, again, you got sculpted armor, but there's just that little bit of extra detail. They've taken that away. They've taken it away. It's gone. It's gone. It's just not there anymore. It looks like they're gone. And to be honest, it's fine. I really don't. I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't think they add anything to the models. I don't think that the models look weird for taking it away. It is armor. It's not actual, like, it's not their skin. It's not their actual body. That kind of added detail. I think it's just very much a personal taste thing, obviously. But I just think this looks better. I just prefer that. It looks more armory? I don't know. You could ask the question, well, if you're going to bother to sculpt like a six-pack and some real pecs on there, why wouldn't you go the extra mile? And, I mean, why would you bother to sculpt that stuff in the first place? I don't think it's an all-or-nothing situation. I think you can have stylized armor without going all the way, you know? I think the kind of part-way approach, it worked for Dante. It works here. It works here. I mean, it just looks decent. I think there's just the right amount of ornamentation. Like, there's a bit here and there. It's not too over the top. It doesn't need to be because the armor is already sculpted, so you don't want too much, like, taking your attention and drawing it all over the shop. I think this is good. This is a good look. It does feel like a nod to the Sanguinary Guard and to Dante, except it's just not quite as overt. There's similarities, but it's not quite as detailed. Which, for the rank of captain, I don't know. I think it's suitable. I think it does the job. I'm not 100% sold on the chalice, on that pauldron, mainly because of the way it sort of sticks out at a weird angle. I don't know. I'm not fully sold on that, especially the blood drop coming out of it. I'm not really feeling that one, to be honest. The one that's embedded in the center of the chest looks really good. The purity seal placement is nice. The fact you've got a little vial of blood and stuff on the like rope on the front. That's all fine. It just looks a little odd to me, the one on the pauldron, but the rest of it, pretty solid, pretty solid. Something that's nice is that they've pointed out that you get Inferno Pistol, Relic Blade, Chainsword, Power Fist, 2 different poses on each arm. That's cool, so you can pose them at the ready or more relaxed stance, and the kit includes a bevy of heads, mind you, pauldron decorations and other accessories. So if you don't like the winged hand holding the chalice with the weird blood drop, you can have something a bit more plain, but just like similar to the chapter style, as we can see with the guy with the power fist there. Or you can have something still quite decorative and ornamental, but in my opinion, the one on the gold version there, I think that looks a little bit better. In fact, both of those options I'm preferring to the one that we were showing initially. The power sword looks good. The power fist looks massive. I don't know where... Is it necessarily a new power fist design, that? Or is it just for some reason it looks comically large? When I say comically, I don't necessarily mean comically, because it looks great. But it definitely seems... That is a chunky power fist, right? It's not just me, is it? I'm liking the helmet with the laurels as well. That looks really cool. The Sanguinary Guard, the sort of like the sanguineous mask look... It's fine. It's fine. It's not my favourite of those so far, but it looks decent. I will say the armour as a whole looks really nice in that kind of burnished gold. That looks really good. I like that a lot. I feel like that armour would also look really good in a kind of grimy silver. That would work well as well. I feel like a grimy silver where you've still got elements of red, but they're like super saturated, super heavily saturated. That would be quite fun. No, I'm not starting Blood Angels, leave me alone. All in all, not bad, these two. Not bad at all. So there you go. Let me know what you think of those two. One of them's just got variety. That's how that works. Let me know what you think of those two in the comments down below. Thank you very much to Serious Lights for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check them out using the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Remember, the discount code is £100 off. You'd be daft not to use it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.